Welcome to my first project pan of 2025. Well, hello everybody. I hope that you guys are doing really well. Welcome back to No Buy 2025. One of the things I really want to do a lot more of this year is use my products, which means we're going to do a few project pans. I'm not the best panner. I also don't want to hyper focus on a group of products and then neglect everything else. However, I do want to see some products leave my collection this year. I do want to see some usage. I want to feel like I'm actually making some sort of a dent in the makeup that I already own. So I did decide, this is a project I did last year, but I never actually followed up and gave you guys any updates. I did continue doing it, not like super efficiently, but I did use up actually quite a few products from my use up 24 in 24 project pan. So I decided I'm gonna do a 25 in 25. Today, we're just going to go through the 25 products that I would like to either completely use up or hit pan on. Before we jump into that, if you are new to my channel, then welcome. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Natalia. I'm a concert pianist who loves all things makeup and beauty, and 2025 is going to be a no-buy year for me. If you're curious to hear about the rules that I've set for myself, what exceptions I've made, then I will go ahead and link that video in my description box. In fact, what I'll probably do is just start a playlist of all the videos that I am doing this year. So for anyone that has missed any, you guys can always refer back to that playlist, or if you're a new subscriber coming in and you're curious to catch some more of my videos from this year, they will be that playlist easily accessible for you. Thank you so much for being here. If you're interested in supporting my no-buy journey, and if you need a community that is going to help us all use more products that we already have in our collections, I hope that you will consider subscribing and joining us here. Without further ado, let's check out what products I'm going to be focusing on in 2025. I've prepared a baggie of what I think is 25 products. It might be one or two less, in which case I will have to quickly scramble and find something else because I haven't recounted in a few days. I picked these out a few days ago and we're just going to see what is in here. Okay, now that I've made a sufficient mess on my desk, let me pull out all of the primers that I've chosen for myself, because I'm going to try to go in order of application. Okay, now also this is a rolling project pan, so if I end up using more, hallelujah, although I don't know. We'll see. I've chosen 4 primers. They're all very different. 3 of them are minis because one of my goals for 2025 is to get rid of as many minis of everything I possibly can in my house. I want to pare down, minimize, simplify, and honestly having a whole bunch of really small crap is just starting to drive me a little bonkers. This is going to apply eventually to perfumes. I might do a separate project pan for that. Skincare samples. I started a sample Sunday series in December, stopped doing it just because palette mess was hard enough as it is, but I want to get back to sample Sunday, where every Sunday I'm going to do a short on some sort of a makeup sample, essentially. So yeah, skincare sample, like whatever little crap I can find in my house, I want it out of here. Because of that, I have the Pure Correcting Primer. This is the Illuminate and Glow. I have used quite a bit of this already and I want to get it done. I think this was in my project pan last year. It's quite possible that I rolled it into my project pan after I finished something else and you guys never got to see it because I never did any updates. I've been working on this, have fallen off in the past couple of months, need to get back to it and just finish it off. I have this I have 2 Milk makeup minis that just need to leave because they're quite old and I am quite blind by now, so I can't even tell what the heck this is. This is the Milk Cooling Water. So it's a stick, but once you apply it on the skin, once it comes in contact with your skin, it starts to feel more like a watery consistency. It does have a little bit of a cooling effect. So I like to use, I mean, you're not going to be able to see it on my skin. I like to use this either all over my face as a primer or in certain areas that I feel like need a little more hydration, like maybe under my eyes or in the winter on my forehead because my wrinkle lines dry out, and around my mouth and such. In the summer, it's the opposite. Those are the areas that usually usually get oily. Oh, and I'm not going to be doing, I don't think, super precise measurements or weigh-ins. It's just going to discourage me. I used to do that, I think, in 2020 and maybe even in 2021. I feel like pre-40-year-old Natalia had a lot more patience. So I guess we'll do this. I don't know, with the cinematic mode that I've been filming in, I've noticed I've been having some issues with focusing. If I need to refer back to this, I can take a screenshot and we can see where I'm at in 3 months. I'm going to do quarterly updates for these videos. Okay, so that's 1 and 2. The other milk product that I have, I think, is also almost empty. I wanted to give myself a few easy ones. This is the blur stick. You can see I have that much left. Okay, let's see. I don't know if that will focus. Or I don't know if it's better closer to my face. I think cinematic mode like tracks your face. So that is how much we've got going on. And then one big one. One full-size one that I have had for a very long time. This used to be my absolute favorite primer. And I think for that reason, I've held on to it for this long. But this brand has been out of business for several years. This product has just got to go. I have one more bottle left of the BECCA First Light Priming Filter. Who remembers this? I've gone through so many bottles of this back when BECCA was around. I had the minis, I had a large one. So they had the backlight priming filter and the First Light priming filter. I always preferred this one. The backlight priming filter was almost like a BECCA version of the Charlotte Tilbury, what is that? The glow stuff. Elf has one now, Auric has one, but the BECCA one I feel like was a little bit more drying, and as I got older and older, I started liking it less and less. This stuff though, I've always loved, so I'd be curious to see how I'm gonna enjoy using this. I can see right now there's this much product. Maybe this one I will mark with a Sharpie, in fact. Let's do it together. There we go. A lot of times these Sharpies rub off. If I remember, I'm going to put a piece of tape over this just so it helps the Sharpie stay on there. But those are the primers. I think that's all I've got for primers. 4 products. Speaking of BECCA, let's get this other one out of the way. I still have a little bit of this under eye brightening corrector, concealer, whatever we want to call it. It's not a lot of product left. Well, I shouldn't say that. I have no idea. But it looks like I've definitely used a lot of this. And I should have not done cinematic mode for this video because I'm not even sure you guys are going to see anything. In fact, let me switch to regular mode. I'm back. Just because that was not smart of me. I should have done regular mode from the start so that the camera actually focuses on the product. Hopefully you guys can see what I have going on. But yeah, we're gonna work on this. Now, the reason I put this in, aside from the fact that it's super old and it just needs to go, is I feel like if I don't put some of these older products into my project pan, and these are good products, it's not like they're not usable, but if I don't, I'm just gonna go for my newer products that I'm used to, because what I've been using as a corrector this whole entire past year of 2024 is the NATASHA DENONA one. And they're different shades. This one's more, I would say, peach, and this is more pink. This I can actually use on its own. A lot of times I don't even use concealer afterwards. This I cannot. First of all, it doesn't have nearly as much coverage, and secondly, it is, as I said, pink, but I need to use it up. So I'm hoping that putting it into this project is going to motivate me to at least alternate or maybe use them together or some such thing. For concealer, again, I've been having some tried and true ones from the past couple of years, but one of my favorite concealers from a few years ago, in fact, I used up the shade 2, I think it was my Giorgio Armani, what was this, the fabric something? I don't think they make this anymore. Oh my gosh, no, this lettering is way too small. I'll try to put it on the screen if I remember. It's like fabric something, Giorgio Armani concealer that I don't think you can get anyway, so why does it even matter? Regardless, this used to be my absolutely favorite concealer. I've gone through several of them, and this is the only one I have left. It is in shade 3, which is my winter shade. Surprisingly enough, I think shade 2 was the darker one, and it's starting to smell smell not like what I remember. Now, granted, I haven't used it in a really long time, so maybe it always had that paint borderline chemical scent, but I think I need to really focus on this and try to use this as soon as possible. What I've been doing with my NATASHA DENONA concealer all throughout 2024 is throwing it in my makeup to go, like if I have to do my makeup on the run, and using it as foundation. So I might try to do the same thing with this. It's what I did today, and hoping to use that up faster by doing it that way. But if I want to mix things up, or if summer rolls around and I am still not through with this, but the shade is no longer working for me, a sheerer product that I've been really enjoying is the Fenty Beauty, this eavesdrop stick, the tint stick. I hate the packaging though. It drives me crazy when even drugstore brands, far else high-end brands, have this packaging. Do you see what's happening with it? It's peeling. The lettering is all pretty much gone. I mean, this peeling situation is so disgusting. I feel like when I got this in the summer, I liked this product more. So we'll see. This is maybe something that I will save primarily for the summer. I have this on my forehead today only because I figured even if it starts settling or I don't like how it looks, my bangs will cover most of it up. But yeah, I basically used the Armani as foundation all over my face with the exception of my forehead, and I have this on my forehead. Okay, so those are the 3 complexion products, like base products. So we're up to 7. For powder, I have one that I rolled into last year's project pan, and since you guys never got an update, I'm going to give you an update now. This was not new, but it had absolutely no pan. It had a dip in one section and about half the compact, maybe even less, had the lettering rubbed off. This is, by the way, my Dior, the Face and Body Powder No Powder. Again, this is not a product that's even made anymore. And this was another one where it used to have a scent and the scent has dissipated, and now it has a bit of that Crayola scent. But I did use this a lot in 2024. As you can probably tell, we have quite a large pan. We also constantly have hard pan issues with this product, but I just kind of keep going at it with the brush and eventually it sort of figures itself out. I feel like there's a lot of hard pan here on the waffle pan, and I could probably still get quite a bit of product out of there if I just scrape this off, and there's quite a lot of hard pan here around the edges. But the powder here is fine, and I haven't gotten to the bottom of this yet. So I'm going to continue working on this. It's no longer a favorite. It was for a very short time for me. It was probably summertime, not this past summer, but the summer before when I actually bought this product. I was disappointed at how quickly this turned because, as I said, the smell disappeared quite quickly and it started smelling like that crayon scent that I personally do not enjoy. But it was an expensive powder, and I'm going to keep trying to use this up until I feel like either it's not safe or I just can't get any more product. And then the other product that is not a powder, but that I've been using as an under eye powder only because I've really wanted to try all the pink powders out there, and I have not. I haven't tried the Kosas one. I haven't tried the Huda Beauty ones. In fact, right before my No Buy started, a day or two before, I almost purchased the Sephora Favorites lip kit that they recently came out with. If I remember, I'll throw a picture here. I really wanted that lip kit. It was going to be my last purchase before my no buy, and I talked myself out of it. I didn't want to be buying things impulsive. Well, it wasn't impulsive. I was thinking about that for a good week or longer. Actually, ironically enough, what finally talked me out of purchasing it is I always go through and look at like the little codes that Sephora has for complimentary products with like a $35 or $45 purchase or whatever it is. When I first put that lip kit into my cart, one of the codes, one of the like bonus freebies that you could get with punching in a code was a little mini of the Huda powders, and they had I think 3 colors to choose from, including the pink one, and I was so excited. I was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I think the kit was $41 or $42, but you had to purchase like at least $45 worth of stuff, so that was the only thing. I was like, oh, but that means now I have to find something else that I'm not really looking for just a few dollars. So I got a little overwhelmed, X'd out. And then on December 31st, I went back to my cart and I was like, I still really want that lip kit and I really want that powder. And by then that code must have already like sold out. It was no longer active. And I was like, you know what? That's a sign. That is a sign that I should not be getting the lip kit either. And I ended up not buying it. All of that to say, I've always wanted to try the pink powders. But sometime last year, my friend Kelly from Keep Beauty Real sent me a very generous package of gifts and goodies. And one of the products that she gifted me, because it was way too light for her, was an... What's that? What are my neighbors doing at 1 o'clock in the morning? Sounds like pipes. Like someone is moving metal? It's not the heat, I don't think. Okay, I had to take a short pause because there was some sort of obnoxious sounds happening. I used the opportunity to pour myself a glass of Prosecco, so in case this gets posted on a Monday, happy Martini Monday. I haven't really been having a lot of martinis at home, kind of been reserving that for when I go visit my best friend, because I'm trying to, in general, drink a little bit less, especially when I'm on my own. But anyway, you guys are not here for my drinking habits. Back to the under eye powder, the pink powder. So since I don't own any pink powders, I realized that an Hourglass blush that my friend Kelly from Keep Beauty Real sent me because it was too light on her works as an under eye pink powder because it is a pink blush. It's an ethereal glow. It looks like so. And I've been really enjoying this with a light hand, of course. In fact, what I usually do is I take a little puff and I've been for now going in on this side where there's more of the white, the Hourglass ambient lighting powder. And I kind of just go in the corner, tap it on my hand, and then go in just to make sure, like if I see that on my hand it's really pink, then I will try to find a different spot. But honestly, even the really pink parts, I feel like I could totally use as a way that would mimic what the pink powders that are coming out from these other brands are doing. Now, the only difference is I think the pink powders that HUDA and Kosas, those are the two brands I've wanted to try. I'm sure by now there are other ones. They are, I would imagine, matte. This, of course, because it has the ambient lighting finishing powders in it, has a light, gentle sheen, but I like that. I think for my 43 going on 44-year-old eyes, that works perfectly. And honestly, I don't expect from using something solely under the eyes to use up this product, but I'm curious. I am curious to see if I use, maybe not exclusively this, but primarily this year, how much will I go through? So those are the two powders. What are we up to? We're up to 9. Bronzers, blushes, and highlighters. For bronzers, I picked 2. I'm hoping they're both easy. One is actually a Cover FX bronzer I've been working on for a few years now. This was in my project pan last year. Again, you guys didn't get any updates, so I'm giving you an update and an introduction all in one. I have had to repress it because all it had was the very thin amount on the outsides that you could no longer use. And this is all I have left. So I am rolling this in again because I'm worried if I don't, I will forget about it and I won't use it up. And that's going to be a shame because look how close I am. I'm super close. I'm really hoping that this is going to get used up in January, to be honest. And then I can continue by working on this little teeny tiny Ulta Beauty product. You can see the bronzer is just half of this tiny situation. And then I actually have an illuminator, a highlighter that I could sometimes use, and we'll see if I make any progress on that. But really, I would like to focus on the bronzer because I really like this bronzer. And I didn't end up decluttering it last year when I did my 12 days of declutters because I actually want to make an effort and use this one up. For cream bronzer, well, this is more of a contour stick. I am going to roll in my Westman Atelier. This is the contour stick in Biscuit.
What is with this noise again? Is that really the heat?
I didn't think my building had that. I mean, it's an old building, but I don't remember hearing the clicking of the pipes here. My God, that is annoying. All right, I'm sorry for the noise, guys. I gotta plow through. It's after 1 o'clock. I gotta get up really early. This is what I have left of the Westman Atelier biscuit. This is a mini to begin with. This came in a set of 3 products, a contour stick, a blush, and a highlighter. And I paid a pretty hefty penny for this a couple of years back. And I'd really like to use these products before they go bad on me. So I'm gonna start off with this little mini and we'll see how that goes. And then for blush, I'm also gonna go with 2 minis because my curiosity I'm just so curious to see whether I can do a dent in a blush because I've never panned a blush in my life, I don't believe. Yeah. I don't think so. I think I've panned a highlighter once years ago, but I've never panned a blush in my life. So we are going to bring in 2 and see how it goes. One is actually a Merit Mini that I got from a set at the end of 2024 in the Sephora sale. I got the little set of the 3 Merit Minis. From the 3 so far, the shade that I have been using nonstop, love this blush, is the Bespoke shade. I like these on both cheeks and actually even on my lips, and I did not think to take a picture of this when it was brand new because I didn't realize I would fall in love with it so much. But I'm really curious to see how long would it take me to use up a blush, and I have a feeling like if I'm going to use up a blush, it's going to be one that I cannot put down right now, or maybe I can at least flatten it or do some, like, I'm just curious how much product is in here. So we're going to do the Merit, and I decided I'm going to do like 1 new for the blush and 1 really old. Now I have blushes that are even older than this, but this is one of my oldest minis. This is the NATASHA Denona Diamond and Glow. I want to focus on the blush. I'm not going to roll in right now any highlighters at all because I do have a little one in here, and you guys saw I have a little one in the Ulta Duo, but really I am focusing on the blush here because the blush on its own is already quite shiny and glittery, so it can kind of double up as a blush topper / highlight. I just want to know, can I ever hit pan on a blush, even if it's a baby blush, or is that just something I need to give up on and accept the fact that I'm a blush hoarder and I have too many and I will never actually hit pan on a blush? I got so many new blushes in 2024, it is embarrassing, especially cream blushes, which is not very smart considering cream blushes are the ones that are gonna go bad first. But I have so many Danessa Myricks blushes. I have so many Lawless blushes. I have the 3 Merit blushes. I got some Charlotte Tilbury blushes. There's so many. And I like all of them, but I only have 2 cheeks in so many days. So we're gonna start with trying to use up 1 and we'll see how it goes. I have those 14 products. 15th product, Milani Eyeshadow Primer. This is probably me being very, very optimistic because if you guys have been here with me since 2020, you know that in my 2020, 2021, and I believe possibly even my 2022 Project Pan, I tried panning the Marc Jacobs Eyeshadow Primer. It was about the same size, maybe a little bigger. That sucker took me almost 3 years. So we're gonna see how I do with this Milani one. I'm curious, can I actually use up 1 eyeshadow primer in a year? Am I going to wear makeup often enough to make that happen? Because I think that's the other thing. I think that's why I'm not the best project panner. I don't generally wear makeup every day. I don't have a 9-to-5 job that I get up and get ready for every day. There are days if I'm not teaching where I'm just at home practicing and working on my computer. I'm not going to put on makeup. I usually don't wear makeup when I go to teach. It's a personal choice. I would like to maybe start doing minimal makeup for that, but in general, I don't want young kids to see me wear a lot of makeup. I want them to, in this crazy world with social media and AI and filters, I'm sure that kids are having a hard time with self-image. So I want them to see people in their daily life, their teachers, people they look up to, who don't wear makeup. Anyway, all this to say, some of these categories, I am being very ambitious. Like the eyeshadow primer. I'd like to use up my About Face Line Artist gel eyeliner in Equestrian, the brown one. Not because of any other reason, but I love it. it and it is broken. So I'm not even going to roll it up because it doesn't roll up or down most of the time, because at some point it did break. I did roll it all the way up and it snapped off. So I had to carefully put it back in, but I would like to try to use it up instead of just trashing it. This is an eyeliner, once I do use it up, I will really miss while I'm on my no-buy, unless I guess I run out of all of my brown eyeliners, because as you know, I'm not allowed to purchase anything if I still have items in that category. And I mean, I have tons of other eyeliners, so I can definitely get creative and not purchase any eyeliners at all this year, which is what I plan on doing. This is one of my favorites. Okay, and then the rest, crazy girl, crazy girl. The rest is lip products. I don't know who I think I am, but we're gonna try. I'd really like to use up more lip products this year. I started to get a little bit better at that in 2024. I don't think I used up completely a lot of products, but there were a few that I made quite a big dent on. However, none of them, except for one, I'm rolling into this project. Don't ask. We have a really old lip liner from Jordana. They're not even around. This is their easy liner for lips in tawny. I want to say I may have had this in a project pan back in 2020 or 2021. This is what I have. So there's still quite a bit, but I used to love these Jordana lip liners and I just completely forgot about this one because I have been using a lot of newer ones, including these Rare Beauty liners. One of these in a shade I don't have was in that lip kit I mentioned earlier. Oof. But I was like, nope. Let's use up some. And then if anything, if this lip liner line and that shade still exists when I'm off my no-buy in 2026, maybe I can consider buying it then. But this actually, I don't have that much left. Granted, I don't think these actually have that much product to begin with. Maybe double of this. I no longer have a new one to actually tell you how much product it has because I only have 2 of these and both of them have about the same amount of product. I went with this one. Did I say what shade this is? Did I say anything useful? This is in Worthy. I was initially going to pull out my more nude one in Talented. I was going to put this one into the project, but I realized lately I have really been gravitating towards mauves again. I used to wear a lot of mauves on the eyes and on the lips years ago. It hasn't really been my style for a long time. Recently, all of my eye looks tend to somehow end up leaning more mauve, even if I go in planning something else. Like even today, I went in thinking I was going to do something much more cool tone, maybe on the blue side. I ended up with this. So I decided while the iron is hot, I'm going to take advantage of that and maybe go through some of my mauves. So we have Tawny Easy Liner from Jordana and the Rare Beauty in, what did I say, Worthy, I think. Those are both definitely pinky leaning. I guess I should swatch them for you guys. Look at me being a terrible YouTuber. Okay, so this doesn't actually look on my skin all that pinky mauve on my hand, I should say, but on the lips, it definitely pulls pinky mauve. But then the Jordana is like a clear pinky mauve. For lips, with 2 or 3 exceptions, I pulled out some products that I used to really love, but they are so old. They're so old that honestly this year, I feel like if I don't use them up, they really need to be thrown out, unfortunately. One of those is my Dose of Colors liquid lipstick in Stone. I don't think I have a lot of product left in this because this, speaking of mauves, this was a shade I used to wear nonstop. And when I say nonstop, I mean in the days when liquid lipsticks were all the rage, this and Truffle were the 2 I was wearing nonstop. My Sephora 01 Red, what do they call this? It's something matte. It's their liquid lipstick, which is actually quite comfortable for a liquid lip. And they changed the packaging, I think, a little bit by now, but they still carry this product. In fact, they had a really great set that sold out online, and it's set on the website like in-store only, and I had no time during the holiday season to go look for them in store, but they were on sale, and then there was like the 20% or the 30% off the Sephora products in the month of December. I was really hoping to snag that set because it had, I think, 4 of these different lipsticks, including this red shade. This used to be one of my stage lippies, and it still is sometimes. It's been mostly replaced though by Velvet Ribbon from Lisa Eldridge that my friend Kelly got me, but this, I can't even tell you how many times I've worn this on stage. usage, and it just keeps going. I have no idea when this product will finally empty itself out. Honestly, same with Stone from Dose of Colors. I feel like these should have been emptied years ago, and they're still going strong. A bullet lipstick that quite possibly is still one of my favorites in my collection is the NARS Audacious, which I recently discovered they discontinued. They discontinued my favorite lipsticks. These, out of all my lipsticks, if I had to pick, I think one favorite brand and formula, it would, I think, have to be the Audacious. And they stopped making them. I won't be able to replace this once this goes bad, and it's starting to lose its smell, which freaked me out. So I was like, oh, you're going right into the Project Pan. So this is an Anna, and this is the quintessential pinky mauve. This was my jam for years. I love this lipstick. Not to mention the name Anna, very sentimental in my life. Oh, if it goes bad, I'm gonna be so sad. So sad. So I'm hoping to get as much use out of it this year as possible. We'll see. I mean, it took me years to just use up half of this or whatever this is. So I don't see myself actually going through the whole thing, but I'm just trying to put this in this Project Pan to encourage myself to use this as much as possible. These two I actually would like to empty out, although at the rate they're going, I have no idea how. The only other older product is this Ofra and Samantha March lip gloss. This is in Peony. I emptied out the brown one. Was it named after Aries? I can't remember. I emptied out one of these last year, and I'm now going to switch to working on this one. This is no longer a formula I enjoy. I don't think it's even changed over the years. I think I've just discovered much better lip gloss formulas. This one, because it does have a shine and a glitter to it, I can feel it. I can feel the grittiness of it, but I don't want to just trash it. I want to try to use it up. Okay, and then the three final products are newer ones. One is a lip treatment and a plumping lip gloss that actually, again, my friend Kelly gifted me so generously, and I love this product. The only problem I have with this product a little bit is the scent. So I kind of have to force myself to use it, but when I do, I'm always reminded of how nourishing and how thick it is. And this, I know, is something she even sometimes uses as an overnight lip treatment, so I was thinking maybe I could try it that way. And then I have this Dahlia shade from the Effortless Lips by RAVIE Beauty. This I put in just because it's such it's almost full. I've only used a little bit of it so far, so it's not going to be easy to use this up, but I feel like because the formula is so easy and I can almost use this as a lip balm that just has pigment to it. I can use this without a mirror a lot of times, that I thought that maybe there's a chance I can actually go through this. I have another shade that is more of a nude, but again, because I've been into my pinky mauves, I put that Dahlia shade in. And in similar vein, this almost is like my lips but better, and I can definitely put this on without a mirror or anything. This is the NARS Afterglow Lip Balm in Fast Lane, and I also have only used just a little bit, so we still have quite a lot of product, but it is a lip balm, and I'm hoping that since I've been more and more into lip products, especially really easy ones that I even can just wear around the house to nourish my lips, that I could maybe see some progress on those. I think, guys, that's 25. Honestly, I don't even know. I don't feel like recounting, but hopefully I've been putting names of products and numbers and such on the screen. And as I said, I don't think I'm going to like do paper tallies or measurements or weights or anything. I think if anything, I'll just refer back to this video, and hopefully we will just see how much the products have like declined. Like with the City Lips, I had it laying down, so I don't know, it might be a little bit higher than this, but it looks like it's about to there. With the Ofra, it's a little bit more than half. Bullet ones, I've rolled up and showed you guys. These, I have no idea because they're not really see-through. I don't know what else I can do here. I think we're just gonna leave it here. Let me know if you're doing a project pan. What are you working on? I'm debating whether I want to do any eyeshadow projects. I kind of want want to really go through as many eyeshadows as I can. So I think what I'm gonna do instead is maybe do some sort of like a no pan left behind or tracking my usage. But yeah, other than that, I think that is it for today. I think I've been here long enough. Thank you so much for sticking by me through this crazy video with lots of interruptions. And I hope that you guys are all doing really well. I hope that you're continuing to stay safe, and
I hope that you're continuing to stay healthy and safe. Or is it safe and healthy? What do I usually say? I don't remember. You'd think after 5 years of doing this, one would remember, but apparently not.
I hope that you guys are all staying safe and healthy, taking care of yourselves and those around you, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Bye, guys.
Whew, why am I always such a train wreck? Like, where is my eloquency gene? What happened to that? Oh, that was exhausting. Fun, but exhausting. Who do I really think I am trying to use up 9 lip products? I'm not a good project panner. Let me put 9 lip products into my project pan. Wow, Natalia. Wow.